been watching porn by yourself?
Nah, I'm with my
Hello everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we're going to talk about the Christmas event. And I never thought I would actually do a video on the Christmas event right now, as we still have 2 months to go before we actually end up into this event. But as a lot of people are spamming my Discord DMs, I thought, hey, you know what, let's do it right now. So let's please the people that are asking you for this video. Basically in this video we're gonna try to cover everything there is to know about the Christmas event. The main reward, how it's gonna be, is it gonna be pay to win, free to play, which tanks are gonna be available, etc. So you know how to prepare yourself and especially your wallet. The first thing I want to talk about is probably the Blitz Fair. For those of you who never played during Christmas time, the Blitz Fair is basically a huge market in which Wargaming is putting for a limited amount every single good premium or collectible tanks that ever existed. It pretty much looks like this, and it's available directly on the website, the World of Tank Blitz official website. And for those of you who don't speak Polish, because that's the only picture I found, it's simple. The numbers above the tanks are representing how many tanks are left on sale. And as you can see below the tank, you need to spend tickets, which is the event currency, in order for you to unlock the tanks. I want to remind you that the more you wait, the more the price drops. It drops every 24 hours, and the more you wait, the more it's worth it actually spending. Because I want to remind you that in the first days of the event, the Blitz Fair is going to be really expensive for those of you who actually want the tanks. So if you spend during this time of the year, make sure to spend maybe the 2 or 3 last days before the Blitz Fair is done. Because if you do before, you are going to lose money over the tanks you're buying. But the legitimate question to ask is, what are the tanks available for the Blitz Fair? Because it's basically spending your money and be 100% sure you're gonna get the tanks. We are not talking here about gambling, crates or anything like that. It's a straight purchase from the website. So let's jump into my garage so I can present to you which tanks are supposed to be at Blitz Fair this year. To make it easier, guys, I pinned all the tanks here that I'm expecting to be at Blitz Fair. I want to bring some precisions concerning some of them, starting with the M60. This tank was given for free 3 years ago to random players, at least that's what Wargaming said, it was random. We all know it wasn't, but that was their only way to get out of the shittiest storm they ever received. So that's the first one, the M60. I'm expecting this tank to be in the Blitz Fair simply because it's an average tank nowadays. It was never that good of a tank, so I'm expecting them to sell it directly and not putting it on crates, chests or anything like that. T95E6, same as the tank is, let's say, common and average. The Chieftain is really good, but as it's quite popular and Wargaming already sold it a couple of times, this one is definitely gonna be into the Blitz Fair. Same for the Badger, that is definitely not broken. It has a really an amazing armor, yes, an amazing gun, yes, but the fact that it's really slow makes it balanced, therefore they will sell it. 121B, this tank sucks, so it's definitely gonna be here. Same for the WZ1115A and the AMX 30B, as the tank is good only in the hands of a good player, and knowing that 95 players in this goddamn game don't know how to play, they can sell it without making the matchmaking completely broken. So that was it for the tier 10s. Concerning now the tier 8, tier 7s, we can expect the Chrysler K, which is actually a good tank without being too broken, the XP, which was pretty much here every single Christmas event, so why not this year, T28 Defender, they're gonna put all the Defenders, the Centurion, the T28 and the IS-3 are gonna be here for sure. We have the Bulldog, the E75 TS, the Yak Tiger. This one is probably not gonna be in the Blitz Fair. It's a really special tank. It's probably gonna come out into a pop-up offer directly for money into your game right there. Here, as you can see, it's gonna be the same, but with the Yak Tiger, because Wargaming is actually doing that every single Christmas. Sorry, I was lost in my own words. After the Scorpion G. Scorpion G is gonna be for sale. I'm not expecting Wargaming to put it in crates or anything like that, and you're gonna understand why I talk about crates later on during this this video, when we are gonna talk specifically about the event. Object 252U is gonna be here. Defender, we already talked about that. KV5 just because it's emblematic and one of the first premiums to ever hit the game. SU-130PM, Defender, WZ-112-2, Lorraine, AMX, Progetto, Type 62, Dracula and Helsing. I know Dracula and Helsing can be a surprise for most of you, but I want to remind you that every time there is a Christmas event, both of these tanks are available directly for purchase and not in crates all the goddamn time, which is good. It's cool. That's how I got my hands on both of these tanks in the previous Christmas event. It was 2 years ago, if I remember. For the Lycan and the Lupus, these are the only tank I'm not sure about concerning the Blitzfair, because they were both event tanks for Halloween. Not the Lupus, but the Lycan at least. The Lupus is probably going to be here because Wargaming tend to sell good and broken tanks during the Blitzfair, but not broken enough to completely break the matchmaking if we sell too much of them. And the Lupus is a pretty good example of that. Now for the Lycan, I'm not really sure because it's a tank specifically designed for Halloween, so I know for sure that for this Halloween we're gonna see it, but are we gonna see it for Christmas? The doubt is allowed. Let's say the doubt is allowed. The second part of the Christmas event is featuring lucky draws. It's basically you spinning some kind of a roulette that is gonna fall on a tank, and the tank you fall in is gonna be the tank you receive. Previously, 1 year ago, the tanks that were available were the T-22 Medium, T-95E6, which was the new tank at that time, Chieftain Mark 6, M60, Rheinmetall Scorpion G, Ice 3 Defender, WZ-121 GFT, Dracula, Helsing, Gravedigger, and Tankenstein. You also have the possibility of winning 10,000 gold or 200 experience, which both of these rewards with the Tankenstein, Helsing, and Dracula are also here to decrease your chances to actually getting OP, really OP tanks, and the new one, for example, the T-22 Medium and the T-95E6, which were both the new tanks for the event. So yeah, that's pretty much how it's gonna be. In the lucky draw, they are putting the most overpowered tanks in existence that are premiums or collectible. So let's go into my garage so I can show you my expectations concerning the tanks available in this lucky draw thing. Now, concerning the tanks that are gonna be available in the lucky draw, I'm gonna base myself on what we had previously and what we had this year as well. First thing first, T-22 Medium and VK91P are 100% sure to be here because it would be a disaster if Wargaming sold them directly into the Blitzfair, because you're probably going to be able to end up with a T-22 Medium for around 15,000 gold, and just imagine how many kids will buy it with the money they received from their parents at Christmas. No way. VK90, T-22 Medium, and Super Conqueror as well are probably going to be part of that lucky draw thing. I talked about the T-54E2 previously into my tank that I'm expecting to Blitzfair, but I'm also expecting this tank to be in the lucky draw as it was released recently and only in the crates form. We never had the pleasure of buying the tank straight for gold or money yet, so it's gonna be a poker face. Either it's here or it's not. So I'm just gonna remove it real quick so we have the benefit of the doubt. Now, concerning the rest, Tankenstein is gonna be here because that's the tank Wargaming is putting for you to be deceived and for you to increase your chances of not getting what you want. That's artificially increasing your chances of losing. I mean, you're still winning the tank, you know, but everybody knows Tankenstein is a really bad tank, and if you fall on that knowing you can have T-22 Medium or VK90, you're gonna be deceived. There is also the Dracula and the Helsing. Both are here. They are both at the Blitzfair, but also available in the lucky draw. I'm also expecting the Gravedigger because it's here usually every single time. For the Smasher, I'm also expecting the Smasher simply over the fact that the tank is completely broken, so it's gonna make people spend to actually try to get that tank, and Wargaming is not selling 10,000 of these tanks to the Blitzfair, because if they do, the matchmaking at tier 7 is gonna be broken for several months. But putting the tank in the lucky draw will make kids spend their money and try their luck. So that's why I'm expecting it to be here. Now, concerning the main event, there are several things you need to understand. Every time we have a Christmas event, Wargaming is releasing a new tier 10 premium or collectible. 2 years ago it was the T-22, 1 year ago it was the VK90, this year it's the AMX M454, the tier 10 collectible French tank. And I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna be this tank. First, I talked with testers and they literally told me it was the Christmas tank. Second, the test results showed us that this tank was completely broken. And it's definitely not new for us that Wargaming is putting those broken tier 10 tanks for Christmas, because they know that's the time of the year where you're willing to spend the most on the game, and in order for them to make you spend their money, they gotta put a broken tank as the special reward. Now, let's focus a little bit on the Christmas event itself. Usually you can win some gold, some credits, some boosters, but who cares? Who gives a shit about that? We're not here to talk about this. We're gonna talk about how much are we gonna have to spend to be sure to unlock that AMX. It's simple. There is a pattern between Christmas events Wargaming released. 1 year ago, we had the T22. The cost was $450 if you wanted to get it. To be sure to get it, not getting it through lucky draws, getting it through the stages of the event. 1 year ago it was the VK9001P and the cost was $550. So if we follow the logic, Wargaming is increasing the price by $100 every year, so the AMX M454 price would be probably around $650. Which is quite a lot, which is way too much for video games, but yeah, that's Wargaming for you. I mean, we all know how the company is running. But for the free-to-plays, don't worry. Usually, Wargaming is allowing you for Christmas to unlock one stage of the event, which will lead you to a free lucky draw, in which you can actually, if you're really lucky, unlock the tank, but it's gonna be 2.5% chances of getting the tank through the lucky draw or something like that, so it's gonna be 1 out of 1,000 player that is gonna be able to unlock the Christmas reward completely for free. Usually it comes in chests that Wargaming is either giving it after you manage to complete some stages during the event, or you could buy them directly into the shop, and those give you between 1 and 5 lucky draws. But I want to remind you that already having 1 lucky draw is extremely lucky in those crates, because usually the drop rate is around 3-4%, not much. So getting 5, you must be the luckiest bastard on this earth, to be fair. So if I was you, I would not count on the free-to-play method to unlock the AMX. It's gonna be a tank for rich people only, because not everybody can allow themselves to spend $650 on a freaking tank. And not even a real one. Now, before ending this video, I want to remind you that the Christmas event is mostly pay to win. I'm not talking about the Blitz Fair. Blitz Fair is actually really worth it. But for those of you who really want to get the AMX M454, the new tier 10 collectible French tank, you will have to spend a lot. Because out of all the year, the most pay to win event is always Christmas. I've never spent so much freaking money on this game except at Christmas. That's where things are getting real, so be aware that your wallets are completely gonna be destroyed after that Christmas event. To give you a comparison, let's say that you just went to a Mexican food restaurant and you ate way too much spicy food, and you come back to your house, and when you come back, you have the sudden urge of a huge diarrhea, you know? Just imagine your wallet is gonna be your asshole at this moment. It's gonna be teared apart. So now, before ending that video, I want to remind you that yes, the Blitz Fair is extremely worth it, but concerning the Christmas event itself, it's gonna be a nightmare. Let me explain to you why. If you remember correctly, last time we had a Christmas event, we had the VK9001P to unlock. How did it work? We had to get around 5,000 of the currency, which was snowflakes if I remember correctly, in order for you to unlock the VK. To be sure to unlock the VK, you could still get it in lucky draws, but it had like 1% chances of dropping or something like this, so you definitely had to spend money if you wanted to get it. So if you wanted to climb through the snowflakes, in order for you to unlock those snowflakes, you had to buy in the shop crates. It was gambling for the stages, because in those crates you had a chance to drop between 5 and 50 snowflakes. So of course, if every time you bought a chest you unlocked 50 snowflakes, it would have cost you way less than if you only had 5. But as it's random, because it's literally gamble, you spent a shit ton of money. And what I'm fearing is that Wargaming is never running out of ideas when it comes to destroy our wallets, and I'm expecting them to make it even harder this year for us to unlock the main prize, which is the AMX M454. I'm 100% sure they will make us gamble if we want to finish the stages by putting the currency in chest with a random reward in it. It's frustrating, it's pay to win, and I think it's disgusting, especially at Christmas, where you're supposed to give more than receiving. But I can also understand that it's a company and they need money, but goddammit, Wargaming, $600 for a freaking tank. Except YouTubers and really rich people, who is gonna get it? Nobody. This video is now over. I don't have anything else to say about the Christmas event. I did the video really early because a lot of people actually asked me to do that video. Hope you enjoyed. Tell me in the comments what you expect Wargaming to do this year with the Christmas event. I want to tell you that it's only my opinion on what is going to be the event. I might be completely wrong, even if I don't think I'm wrong. Let's be clear. If I thought I was wrong, I wouldn't have done a video. Thank you all for watching. See you soon. Subscribe, like, and share. And I'm going to see you probably tonight for a stream. See ya, guys.